It is the third Sunday of Easter. The gospel today is, I hold another liturgy. Remember last Sunday, Jesus coming into the upper room and showing him his body and greeting them with peace and forgiveness and submission. That's in chapter 20. And really, John's gospel ends at the end of 20, and then there's another chapter added on. At the end of chapter 20, there's kind of a summary. Now there's another chapter added on. And it's, I think, another liturgy. But we have to go back. There's a lot of symbolism here. A little John's gospel study. Remember, when Jesus was first come on the scene in John's gospel in chapter 1, verse 35, it is afternoon, sunny day, and he says to the two following him, "Come and see." Come and see. And then, in John's gospel, Jesus is seen as light in the light. And then, in John's gospel, the dark, the night, is not good. Darkness is not good. And there's a lot of symbolism of Jesus as light and the world as darkness. So that Jesus was, you remember, beginning of John 18, it was night, and they came to him to arrest him by night. And so in today's gospel, all night, guess what? They were out fishing, and they caught nothing, which is a recalling of John saying, apart from me, you can do nothing. But it's night. And guess when Jesus appears? Just becoming dawn. Something good is going to happen. And what good happens is this liturgy, I think. So they are in the boat. They have caught nothing. Jesus calls them children. Have you caught anything? No, we haven't caught a thing. He said, throw your nets to the right. At that time, they don't recognize Jesus yet. They throw their nets to the right side. Whew, big catch of fish. And John says to Peter, it's the Lord. So Peter jumps into the water. Now, this is poetic of me perhaps, but it's a way of praying. Baptism is entering into the church through water and the Holy Spirit. So he enters the liturgy still frightened but eager. Who helped us catch these fish? The sun is coming up. It's getting bright. And he runs ashore, soaking wet. And Jesus said, well, let's have breakfast. Let's have Eucharist. The fish in the times of Jesus and later was the symbol for Jesus, the Christ. And he has bread, Eucharist, obviously. So they have a Eucharistic celebration after all of them have dragged all the fish and they're all around. He feeds them, little children. Now the question is, did they have received the Eucharist, his presence, his call, as a reward? Again, the reward. What were they rewarded for? They didn't catch any fish without Jesus. They did not recognize him yet. I want to step aside a minute. I've heard a lot of celebrating of Pope Francis's resurrection, his death, and And now he is getting his reward for a long life well spent, for service, for believing. I don't believe that. I don't think the disciples were rewarded. I don't think Francis was rewarded. The love of God is not a reward. He gave them fish because Jesus was good. He gave them fish because Jesus was good. Francis was good by the goodness of God, by his relationship with Jesus. Was he rewarded for anything? No. He was gifted. He was loved. Love is not a reward. Love is a relational thing. It's not a reward. It's not a business. And so now we talk about anybody. He's now getting his reward in heaven. No. I don't think we receive the Eucharist as a reward for a week well spent. We receive the Eucharist as they did. In the midst of their poverty, they received the fish, but apart from Jesus, they caught nothing. So they were humbled, not rewarded. And then we have this great discussion, a little bit. Maybe the homily. Peter, do you love me? When we ask ourselves, when Jesus asks us, do you love me? I don't think love can be described. Do I love you? I'm not sure I know what love is all the time. I know what it is to have an emotion of love. I don't think Pope Francis loved emotionally the church, loved the poor. He lived his life. Not aware of his love for Jesus every minute. I am not aware of my love for God or Jesus or the church or anybody else. Maybe Peter is saying, I love you because you gave us a lot of fish or you gave us breakfast. I love you more out of gratitude than emotion. It is hard to love God. Those of you who are married, are you constantly aware of your spouse, of your family? No, we're too limited. Our hearts are small. We are grateful when we come to it. When you say, are you grateful for your spouse, your family? Yes. But not all the time. Not when they wake me up or spill the milk. I don't feel it, but I live it. Is love a reward? No, it's a gift. Those of you who are married, you're not rewarded by your spouse's love. It's a pure gift. And it's constantly being given and received, whether it's felt or not. And maybe loving God is letting God love us, as John says in his first epistle. It's not that we love God, but God loved us first. To be, as much as we can, in our limited way, letting God love us. Not approving of us, not giving us a reward. As Pope Francis says, even the Eucharist is not a prize or something we earn. It's something that we are given so we can live. And that's when Jesus says, at the end of the breakfast, at the end of the Eucharistic liturgy on the beach there, he says, Peter, now that you have let me love you, have let me feed you, have let me forgive you, come follow me. Another dismissal. Jesus who said, as I have been sent to you, I send. As I have been called, Jesus says, I call you. I called you, in Luke's Gospel, chapter 5, I called you to be fishers of people. And they, after the resurrection, the disappointment, said, we're going back and catching fish. They didn't catch any fish by themselves. It's another call of Peter and the church to live gratefully, receptively, not for a reward. That's a business. It's not a prize. The way we love God is accepting that we are sent because we are loved to express love, as did Pope Francis. He's not getting his reward. When we die, we're not getting a reward. We're continuing what we received on earth, even when we didn't feel it. The love of God will not be our reward, but a testimony of the infinity of God's love for us. Let us follow Jesus.